What up, YouTubey? Denny in Saigon. Thanks for watching my video, by the way. My name's Denny. I'm an American expat. I live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I am an English teacher here, which is easy work to pick up if you're an American or a Canadian or maybe a Brit. They are on fire to learn English here. Little kids are your biggest opportunity to teach here. Parents really want their kids to learn English so they can compete in the coming world economy. And so, you know, they go to school in the daytime and then they're at the language centers at night learning English. They're trying really hard too. It's not easy for them really once they've been taught to speak Vietnamese, and then by the time they get to be you know, a little bit older, they got to learn English. It's hard. It's real hard to cross that chasm there. I've tried to learn to speak Vietnamese, but it's freaking difficult. Trying to pronounce it correctly is really, really hard. I do get a little confused here sometimes, rolling around and looking for places. Everything's named the same here. They just reuse the same names over and over. It's the streets and the buildings and the schools and the people. They're all sharing the same names. It's a nice place to live. I love living here. Let's see, it's karaoke time. They love karaoke in Vietnam. They love karaoke in Asia, you know. Hello. I don't know why Asians love karaoke so much. Karaoke, whatever. I don't get into it too much. I like music, but I don't want to hear it all the time, like most people do. They make a lot of stuffed animals and stuff here. A lot of pillows. They make shoes. I see a lot of like little manufacturing places are kind of nestled in between the stores and the shops. It did rain earlier. It rained like hell. Now I think it's over with. It's just a little damp. I just went to KFC. I've been eating Cup Tom every day, which is rice and meat, and been kind of doing that diet for a while. But I do get hungry for KFC. I'm fat. I love to eat. When I go back to the USA, I'm probably hitting Taco Bell first. I do miss some of the food at home, but they do have really good food here. And if you like to cook, man, you can pretty much find almost everything here. I don't really like to cook. I'm living in a small room. My room is so cheap you wouldn't believe it. I should show you my budget. I made a little app. I use it on my phone. It's a web app, and it allows me to keep track of all my expenses and my income. It's easier to enter in on my phone, right, than it is to keep it in a spreadsheet. I used to keep it on, you know, like in Google Docs. That's a pain in the butt. So I made my own little web app, and gives me a quick report on how much I'm spending on everything, which is cool. You notice here the women are so lovely. I really dig the ladies here. They are such attractive women most of the time. You got to see this fish. I'm going real slow here. I'm gonna show you this fish. If it's oh, maybe it's not open. Nope, it's not open. It's right here. This fish lives right here. They got big ass fish in its tank. Fish is as big as the tank. Sugar cane. They got these little sugar cane pressing machines everywhere, so you can stop and get sugar cane all the time. Nice coffee shop here. It's a coffee shop culture, and I love the coffee shops here. You can always find one pretty much. And they're very comfortable, very pleasant. It's always comfortable here, you know. It's always warm. It's getting cold back home where I'm from. That's gonna suck. See, here's a little manufacturing place where they're making who knows what, clothes of some kind. language centers everywhere here. Schools, and education's a big deal in Vietnam. And they push their little students. They push them to learn. So they're all in there studying English or some other language. They used to learn Russian. One of the guys that parks the bikes at the school, he speaks Russian because when he was a kid, that's what they were into. They were into teaching everyone Russian. But the language of the world is English. So it makes sense to learn English. And they're trying. They're doing a pretty good job. Ladies are always out sweeping water into the sewer. Anna Coffee. These little coffee shops are nice. These little Anna Coffees. I see them everywhere. Street food everywhere, which is cool. Yeah, what a nice night. And I have the next day off. I don't have to work tomorrow. I don't have to work for until Saturday. I don't have to work till Saturday night. I'm not going to do anything though. I thought about going to District 1 again, but I need to save my money. Christmas is coming up. I really need to save money for that. I'm trying to pay a bunch of debts at home, and so I'm working a lot. If you don't have debts at home and you want to live an easy life here in Vietnam, you can do that on a teacher's salary. You can just work part-time, and I'm spending, my room is costing me just a cheap-ass room, and it's just got everything I need. It's $150 a month. No deposit. Food, I'm spending about $250 to $300 a month on food. Your results may vary. It depends on what you want to eat, right? I just had KFC. It's $5. If you want to eat Cum Tom every night, it's $1. If you want to have Cum Tom and water, you can live real cheap. Let's see, what else am I spending money on? Fuel's cheap, real cheap. I'm just rolling around the motorbike. I'm spending no more than $20 a month, probably. Let's see, that's the food, rent. That's pretty much it. I got my support. I'm paying that. That's the bulk of my expenses. So it's cheap, super cheap to live here. And right now, you can make working part-time teaching English in Vietnam. You can make $20,000 a year, and it doesn't cost anywhere near $20,000 a year to live here. So you can save money. I was looking at my budget, for the USA and for here. Not in the USA, I can't. I can go back to Indiana. And if I get a job making $500 a week, it's a typical factory job there. That's not working part-time. That's working overtime. I'll break even. I'll just break even. I'll have maybe $5 left over at the end of the month after I pay my support and all my bills. So it's obviously much easier to live here. I prefer living here a little more than I want to live at home, but I miss my kids so damn much. I'm going to end up going back, but trying to figure out a way where I'd like to live here for 6 months and there for 6 months, but I don't know how to make that happen. I was working online, maybe I could do that. So the elections are coming up soon, and I hope the Republicans can, you see that? A little bit of lightning ahead. I hope the Republicans can hold Congress. My opinion is that if they don't take Congress, if they don't get the majority, they're going to be even more dangerous than they are now. They're going to flip out. They will be ready for full-on violence. The Dems, they have very much share a mob mentality. I seen where the headline tonight, Rosenstein has uncovered widespread efforts by the Russians to tamper in the 2016 election. I hope they put Rosenstein's ass in jail. That sucker belongs in jail. He said, I have a responsibility to pursue such cases. You know, you had a responsibility to testify in front of Congress. Okay, you got a responsibility to show up and testify when they ask you to. I've never seen a bigger criminal or a bigger crook than Rosenstein. I don't trust that guy for 1 second. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that he was serious talking about the 25th Amendment. All the dim-dems been talking about it. They were talking about that since before Trump ever was sworn in. I'd also like to know if Rosenstein ever spoke with Omarosa. You know, because she did actually record the president. I can't figure out, you know, you can imagine the size of the balls it would take to record the president of the United States in the White House. To secretly record the president, it would take balls bigger than most people have. It would take balls bigger than Rosenstein's got, but somehow Omarosa, she grew such a pair. Isn't it interesting? I wonder who put her up to that, and I wonder how many of these people are actually talking. All these clowns, they all need to be rounded up and interrogated, probably waterboarded, and they all need to be thrown in jail until they talk. Glenn Simpson and Bruce Orr, these guys need to be behind bars, and then they'll talk. If they ain't talking now, they sure as hell will talk if you give them the Manafort treatment. And the only reason Manafort's in jail, people, the only reason Manafort is in jail is because he was at that Trump Tower meeting. And see, that was the setup. That was the big setup by the Dem-Dems, the Trump Tower meeting. They set that whole thing up. The Russian lawyer, the seedy Russian lawyer, she was let in the country under special circumstances by Obama and Loretta Lynch. Then she met with Glenn Simpson. Then she went to the Trump Tower meeting, which Manafort was at. Then she met with Glenn Simpson again, and then spirited out of the country again. And that was, the whole thing was hinging on that. They were going to try to claim that Trump was colluding with Russia, and that was your evidence. They were trying to get Manafort to flip on that. And that was all a big scam. It's all a big setup, and I can't believe that they haven't appointed another special counsel to investigate the special counsel. Okay? Mueller's ass needs investigated. Rosenstein's ass needs investigated. They all need investigated, okay? For serious charges and serious crimes, and especially that freaking Hillary. But, you know, don't count on it. Don't count on it. 2 tiers of justice in the U.S. now. And they are in the special tier of injustice. They get to do what they want. Boy, I wish Trump would round them up. We'll see what happens in the midterm elections. I kind of expect the Republicans are going to hold on, but we'll see. The Dem-Dems, the globalist party, they're ready to burn the country down, one way or another. Tear down all the statues of all the founding fathers. You know, according to the Dem-Dems, if you just look it up, the Dem-Dems, the founding fathers it's conspiracy theory if you don't think that they were racist. If you try to say the founding fathers were not racist, you are a conspiracy theorist and you're spreading fake news, and you should be censored off the internet. I hate the bastards. I really hate them. America is a divided country. It's very divided, and that's not going to change. Vietnam is not a divided country. Right here is on the same page, pretty much. I don't need anything from here. I've already got my Sprite. Anyways, thanks for watching my video, and thanks for listening to me rant. So here's a big pharmacy. You can stop and get anything you need. Pills for Mr. Happy. Whatever. I hate this intersection, man. This is a scary highway right here. I gotta make a left. And then another left. So thanks for watching my video, by the way, and hope you have a nice day.